G'day mates. I know it's been quite a while since my last video, but I figured I'd take another crack at things, what with Pokemon Sword and Shield coming out soon. Honestly, I had run out of ideas for this series and lost interest, so I cannot promise more of these on a regular basis, but I'll do my best to create a gym for each type by, say, next Easter? Anyway, on with the show. And speaking of shows, this next gym is heavily inspired by a scene from a particular movie. Take your mind back to the grand old year of 2001, and a blockbuster that just kind of existed, Jurassic Park 3. Now, I'm sure most of you have already put two and two together by my mentioning the movie alone, but please, no spoilers for the youngins who haven't seen the film. Oh, who am I kidding? Spoil away. I'm about to, so why not? Fun for the whole family. Now imagine this, a town sitting at the base of a great ravine. A swift river cuts through the rocky terrain and weaves between the buildings. All except one. In the mouth of the ravine, looming over the rest of the settlement, is a colossal aviary. This oversized birdcage is none other than the local gym, specializing in flying-type Pokemon. As you enter it, the familiar man in black approaches you with a warning. The gym leader is high atop a pillar of stone in the center of the gym, and the climb is incredibly treacherous. To top it off, the area is filled with wild Pokemon that have taken to challenging trainers who dare climb into their domain. Yeah, that's right. You haven't misheard me. This gym features wild Pokemon that you can battle and catch. A gimmick so underused, I'm surprised so few other YouTubers use it for their gyms. But I digress. You step past the man in black and look up into the open area before you. Cage bars extend high into the air behind you and arc over to fall back to the ground far into the belly of the ravine. Many zip lines, catwalks, and moving platforms cling to the rock walls and pillars, with some reaching out to bridge the gaps between areas. You notice a few things as you start your way towards the steel stairs before you. The lower areas of the walkways are caged over and feature larger spaces of trainers and visitors alike resting in safety. Some of these trainers may challenge you to battle, but it's the ones higher up who are more eager to fight. As you climb up higher, you find the catwalks feel more unstable, and you can see where older ones have collapsed and fallen away, and the caging is becoming sparse. As you reach the highest areas, you may find many bridges that have been replaced with zip lines, and platforms attached to pulleys. Not a challenge to use, but probably more than a bit thrilling. Eventually, you reach the central pillar, with a spiraling staircase that wraps its way up to the top. At this point, you're so high up you can see the tops of most of the other pillars and into the high caves on the ravine walls. Many Pokemon can be witnessed sleeping, feeding their young, or just building their nests. It is a marvel of a sight, but also a reminder of the danger you're in. Any of these Pokemon could attack at any moment. Speaking of the wild Pokemon, let's cover them in the gym trainers before you reach the top, shall we? First up, the trainers. Scattered throughout the gym are the obvious choices, Birdkeepers and Sky Trainers. They are by far the most common, though the intensity of the gym also attracts a number of Pokemon Rangers and Ace Trainers as well. They will use a combination of mostly bird-like Pokemon, including Swellow, Staravia, Tranquil, Rufflet, Vullaby, and Fletchinder. Though the Rangers and Ace Trainers may also use some creatures like Golbat, Gligar, Swoobat, and Skarmory as well. As for the wild Pokemon, they are largely comprised of Golbat, Fearow, and Noibat. Of course, Fearow is the most common encounter of the three, essentially being the stand-in for the pterosaurs that inhabited the aviary in Jurassic Park 3. They're big and mean, a perfect fit. Back to the big finale. You reach the peak of the pillar and find me standing there. I'm wearing an aviation jacket and an old aviation cap with goggles. A large leather glove covers my left arm, upon which a Spearow is perched happily. I feed it some seeds as you approach. Flying gives such a sense of freedom, but much like the Pokemon in this gym, we must always be aware of the limitations that cage us, lest we crash into them and plummet to the ground, I'll say with a smirk as I reach for my first Pokeball. I start out with Noibat at level 25, with the Infiltrator ability and the attacks Supersonic, Bite, Agility, and Air Cutter. I follow that up with Swoobat at level 29. It has the Unaware ability and the attacks Assurance, Confusion, Air Cutter, and Calm Mind. Next up is Gliscor at level 32. It possesses the Hyper Cutter ability and the attacks Fire Fang, Acrobatics, Night Slash, and Poison Jab. Finally is my very own Fearow at level 35. It has the Sniper ability and the attacks Agility, Drill Run, Pluck, and Aerial Ace. As you may have noticed, I didn't have anything to say about each specific Pokemon in my team this time. That's because the whole group is primarily focused around hitting fast and hitting hard, since most flying types have naturally high speed and many of their moves are fairly strong. The only possible exception to this being Gliscor, due to its ground typing, though it makes up for that by being immune or resistant to most flying type Pokemon's weakness to electric types, and having the Fire Fang attack to take down ice types. After the battle is done and the dust settles, my little Spearow will flutter over to you, dropping a couple items into your hand. One is the TM for Air Cutter, a strong flying type attack, and the other is the Pilot Badge, fashioned in the design of an old aviator's badge. You've earned those, and shown that you are far from hitting your limit. I'm sure you will fly higher than anyone else before your journey is done, I'll say as I step aside to reveal a zipline that will take you back to one of the lower areas of the gym, so you can leave. And that is my flying type gym. What do you think of it? Do you have an idea for a Pokemon gym? Let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to see more Pokemon gym videos, subscribe to my channel and check out my playlist of Pokemon gym videos. I also recommend checking out Birdkeeper Toby's Pokemon gym series. There's a link to his playlist in the description below. If you want to help support my channel, then consider sharing my videos around or dropping some change into my tip jar over on Patreon. Every dollar is greatly appreciated. And until next time, cheers.